Hi everybody, welcome to the channel. Thanks for coming on and giving me a bit of your time. Hope it's all been a good day for you so far. I'll come on here and give them some careful consideration. And what this video is all about is called Weird or Live Differently. Growing up, I've always been known as that weird one. That guy that's a bit strange. And it's really bothered me. It's got under my skin. But as I'm the type of guy that puts on a performance with everything rather than get people to see the true me, I just cover it over. I just mask. Now I will talk about masking and how I've come along this path that I'm on, and what's actually happened to me to bring me to this stage of bringing out these sort of videos in further productions. Now, I looked at how I'm going to format this, and I looked at, why am I weird? Well, I'm weird because I don't think in straight lines. I think in parallels. It's brilliant in my mind. There's all sorts of things that go off and they take me on these wonderful flights of fantasy. There's lots of things that just come in and just give me that upliftment, but there's also that stage of where I'm not in control of it, and I'm working at the moment to discover what it is that makes me unique, that I can actually embrace and be proud of. So if we think about the word weird, right, and we get it to the stage where we write it down on a piece of paper. W-E-I-R-D. It's almost like bullseye there for a minute when it's going along the thing with the spelling, but W-E-I-R-D. And I thought, I'm not weird. I really don't feel weird. I feel okay with it, but I have to put on this performance to help convince other people that I'm not weird. And yet my actions have always led people to comment that I am weird. So I've sat here in this space now where I can pretty much please myself and do what I want. And I've realized something, and it just came in as I was sat there in the quiet, which I very rarely do because my mouth's always on the go. And I looked at that, and I love words, and I love the constructions of words and sentences. So I looked at it and I thought, hang on a minute, if I misspelt and put it in a different order, if I put the word weird in a different order and wrote it down as W-I-R-E-D. Now, I've not changed much, but what I've done is that I've just reordered something and come at it from a different avenue. And if we go down a different avenue, we've got different destinations for exploration. So there was my thought process. So I'm not weird. I'm just wired in a different way. And then I started looking into sort of neurodiverse ways of thinking. And then it's helping me come to terms with that, in inverted commas, weirdness. So if you think about it, we all have our own unique ways of thinking and experiencing the world. Some of us are just wired in ways that aren't the norm. And that's totally okay. In fact, according to this script, bloody awesome. But I've got a mind that races a mile a minute. I've got hundreds of thoughts going through my head at any one time. And to be honest, I find it really overwhelming, and I find it tough and I find it difficult to focus on one thing. And this is one of the things that I'm really struggling with at the moment, is to pull that in, because I'll have a conversation with somebody, be really interested in the conversation, and you engage in that dialogue with people. But what I'm finding is that my mind is racing off. I find it quite difficult to hold conversations for very long. It's like my brain goes, I'm here for now, and then I'm off. So what I've started to look at is how my brain actually works and what it takes out of me energetically when I'm involved in conversation. It says on this script that I've got here that it used to make me feel out of place, right? I always feel out of place wherever I go. That's just my way of thinking. But what I'm slowly coming round to is like with people that have got different skills and experiences, it's becoming my own superpower. And my brain is like this fast moving, high speed internet connection, and it's always buzzing with ideas and creativity. But this is where the difficulty comes in, because it needs managing. And if you've managed in a certain way all of your life, then it takes some time to rewire and change the programming. So over the time, I've developed some pretty good strategies to manage this unique wiring, from using all sorts of mindfulness techniques, which basically for me involves slowing the connection down, slowing the thought process down, using anything that I can to actually distract my mind from wandering off. So it's like a reward-based system. If I stay here for a couple of minutes, then the reward is that I will get more valuable information. I will feel more connected. I will feel more involved, rather than having half-finished jobs. But it's not easy. So it says mindfulness. It sounds fancy, but it's really just about being present in the moment. I like to take a few minutes when I can slow myself down to just breathe and be here, right? No thoughts, no strategies, no stripping things down. And what it does is it helps change the current state of behavior. So if your mind is like racing and running off, just take a few minutes to have a good look around you. Take a few good deep breaths and just lower the vibration and the energy. It helps me focus and it calms the chaos in my head. Not for very long, admittedly, but it helps me stay on task and it helps me stay focused. One of the other things that I do is I break things down into bite-sized chunks that I can actually cope with, because it's no good me running like a bull at a gate at something and then expecting that I'm going to maintain interest long enough. If I get bogged down and I feel overwhelmed, the chances are that even though I'm doing my level best to multitask, I will fall short because I'll lose interest and I'll go off and do something. I don't like the stressful feeling. I don't like the anxious feeling. So instantly I look at ways of avoiding it. Okay. So it's strategies and techniques like that that will help you, but just being mindful and in the present moment. So what I'm going to say, this is the first attempt at doing these series of videos. I've got little bits of scripts, bits of paper all over the place. But what I want to say to you is, to each and every one of you that watch this video, thank you. To each and every person that may stumble on in the future, thank you. I'm not going to edit it or change it or anything like that, or embarrass myself by admitting I'm not coping or anything like that. I'm just me. I'm at the start of the journey with what I believe is ADHD. I am very good at helping people who think in a different way. So follow me along my journey. And if you've got any sort of strategies that help you deal with overwhelm and confidence and things like that as we go along this journey, please feel free to share them in the comments in the video below. I'm just looking for guidance to help people be their true selves. So, as I say, thank you for watching and keep with me on my journey. And if you've liked what you've seen, please stay tuned for more, because as I evolve, I will get better at presenting these videos. Thanks for your time and effort, guys. Hope you have a wonderful day. See you on the next one.